Alright, well that was from a little nighttime work from a couple of weeks ago. So this is what she looks like today, Sunday morning. And as you can see, we got a big mess. But hopefully we're just about getting finished here with the buffing. In fact, we've got all the buffing on the car completely done. And just got one couple little things to finish up. But as you can see, the first thing we got to do here is work on this big mess, man. What a messy job. I'm definitely glad I left the paint booth up for this. And you can see kind of just try to keep the car a little bit covered up just to keep, from slinging stuff everywhere. And last night we worked on these guys and got those all buffed out. And the quarter panel extensions actually burned through on the edge of one of those, so actually a couple of spots on the edge. So we'll have to do some work cleaning those up. But anyway, sorry I haven't made a video in quite a while. We've been making a little progress here and there on it, but also been traveling and had a vacation, and I've had to take a few business trips and things like that. So yeah, it's been pretty slow progress. Matt's been working a lot, and I got to tell you, man, getting out here buffing on this thing just is not very motivating. So a lot of days, didn't do too much, just come out, buff a little bit, and move on to other stuff. So we'll see what we can get done today. So we'll come back and show you. We're going to do a little cleanup. We'll get the car off jack stands. This is the exact position we left it in when we last re-cleared and painted the top of the car. So I think that's been at least a month ago, if not maybe 6 weeks ago. So and this is the original masking and all when we painted it as well. So just kept all the front covered up. No reason to get compound slung all in the engine bay and so forth. So the dash, we had a little issue right here with the masking. Kind of broke with the back masking, and it allowed some overspray to get on the dash. So we're going to work on that today. And the dash has a couple of runs in it as well, so we're going to fix those and buff that out. But I'm not going to buff the rest of the dash, just going to buff around the area where the runs are. And also in the engine bay, somehow, we'll show you later, but somehow or another we got overspray on the engine bay. So it got in there somehow. I don't know how bad it is or how much it's going to take to get it off of there. Hopefully maybe we can just hit it with a mini buffer and buff it right off of there. But if it requires some sanding, which I hope not, then we'll have to do more serious buffing on it. So alright, well, that's enough of that. We'll come back and show you as we get cleaned up and make some progress here. Alright, well, we got a little bit of stuff cleaned up here. That sanded clear residue on the floor, man, with it being so hot out here in the garage, it's just stuck. It's not really coming up. Washed it down good, swept it out good. We'll just let the rest of it wear off. Decided to go ahead and take the paint booth down today. So yep, it's going to be in the way getting to our tools and stuff over there, working on the brakes and all the rest of the stuff we'll need to get this thing going. So and don't really need it for anything else now, so go ahead and take her down. I could just unscrew it and cut all the plastic off and take each piece down one at a time like I put it up, but it's a lot funner just ripping it down. I'll tell you one thing, that Gorilla Tape is some really good stuff. It stayed stuck up at the roof or at the ceiling the whole time. In fact, it pulled some of the drywall away and paint as it was coming down. And I didn't even clean it. It was just dusty and nasty and humid and all that, so it's some good stuff. Alright, we'll keep tearing it down. Alright, well, just thought we'd show a little video of it out in the sun. I guess everybody's probably tired of seeing this thing out in the sun, but I don't know. I think it looks pretty good. Got some white specks on it still from the polishing. Gotta get the rest of that off. What do you think about it, Matt?
I ain't got nothing to say.
You can see our reflection in there.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can pick that up or not, but it's making us look pretty fat.
And short.
So you can see the overspray on the dash, kind of hazy looking. It's got a dash pad that goes on top of it, so we'll probably just leave it. But there's a nice run on the front of the dash, which you probably can't see from this angle, but we got to get that fixed here in a little bit. Right now we're going to finish taking the paint booth down, so we're going to get on that, and we'll come back and show you a little more later on. Anybody need any 2x4s? Paint station over there looks rough, boy. Alright. What you doing there, bud?
Buffing my hands.
Hand glazing, huh?
Yeah. What are you doing?
What happened? Why are we having the hand glaze?
A little bit of overspray. Make it shiny.
Alright, well, Matt's doing some hand glazing there, and it's actually working, getting the overspray off. And we don't really care if it's perfectly shiny, you know, in here, but at least want to kind of get it looking halfway decent. And so it's working. And so, yep. Once we get this done, we'll come in here and work on these runs. And well, you can't see it still. I'll get a video here in a minute and show you what we're working with on that. Alright, going out of the house, out into the garage, and it's really good not to have that paint booth in the way. It, as nice as it was, it really took up a lot of room. So we did a little work on the engine bay, got most of the overspray off up there, and again, not trying to detail it out and make it look perfect. Now working on the dash a little bit, got it mostly sanded down in 1500 grit. I was going to show you these runs. Hopefully the light's picking that up. See that big one right there? It comes down, and there's one right there, and one there, and one over there. So, yep. When I painted this in here, I didn't have any light in it. It was very difficult to see, and instead of, you know, getting the proper light and all, I just went ahead and kept painting, and I couldn't even see what I was doing, spraying it, and got all those runs. So we're not going to try to get those out perfectly, you know, just try to flatten them down a little bit, get the big ends cut off with the razor blade, and buff out the dash a little bit, you know, don't really want it super bright so that it's super reflective. Just going to hit it with just the rubbing compound actually, and leave it in sort of a semi-gloss finish hopefully. So we'll see. Alright, well, we're down the path of getting ready to pull this whole dash out of the car, even though it's not even a removable dash. It's part of the unibody, and because we made some mistakes and sanded through and all, and we're just getting ready to take the dash out, and it hit me that I was like, wait a minute, this isn't Project Wrong Side. This isn't a car that we do body work on the underside of the roof or repaint the entire firewall because there's a run with some waves in it. What's up, Matt? Sorry about that, bud. Just taking a little stab at you and making fun of myself for these mess ups that I did. So we got the overspray off the dash, and but what we did in the process was sand through. You can see the runs are still kind of there a little bit. I can live with that because with this black dash and black interior, it's really dark in here. And we sand it through right there and right there. So, and it's got some waves in it because the runs are still sort of there. Mostly mostly gone, and I can live with it. So what we're going to do is we've got some black one-shot pinstripe enamel that I bought before, and we're just going to put a pinstripe, and I'll just use some blue fine line tape and come right here and put pinstripe right there on that side where it's actually gone through, and we'll put a little black one-shot pinstripe on there and a pinstripe on the other side over there. More of a pin block on the other side. It's too big for just a little stripe, but anyway, it's good enough. It's looking pretty good. So hopefully we'll call this a night, and then we'll do a little pinstriping on that tomorrow. Clean some more stuff up out here. We still got kind of a mess, and then we'll go ahead and put our master cylinder and booster in, and see what we can do about start running some brake lines. Not really looking forward to it, but we'll see how it goes. So should see some more videos this week on the brake work, and we'll come back to show you that later on this week. Thanks everybody. Appreciate all the support, all the comments. Have a good one.